A little bit similar to the last question. Many bad things go on in this world, not just at this moment in time, but bad things go on. Again, does God allow these things to happen? How can we, encourage or assure people who are listening that God is fair, is just, is loving, isn't just some evil man in the sky that allows terrible things to happen? I hope that question makes sense. Bit of a tricky one.
As Barbara said, when sin came into the world, everything started to go wrong, and we're in an imperfect place where all of these things, sickness and death and all the other things do come. And I think what's important from the point of view of the Christian is that Jesus came to save us from that. He came to save us from our sin. He came to make things right for us. And they may not be right, in a total sense in this world. But I believe that, there is an eternity to come. And you have to kind of view these things in an eternal sense. We, of course, always view things in a human way. And it's very difficult for us sometimes to accept certain things. But if you consider that there is an eternity to come, then that does put a different perspective on things, and God is loving. And anyone can receive that love through Jesus Christ. He came because of sin. He came that we might be forgiven. He came to set us free. And that's the important thing, really, that we're in a world where there's lots of problems, but Jesus is the answer to our needs.
I would say that God doesn't cause evil, and he shouldn't be blamed for evil, but he does allow bad things in this fallen world, and at times he uses those things for his purposes as well. Basically, the evil in this world is a consequence of human choices and not God's doing. And so, sometimes we experience things that are not good, and unfortunately, there are consequences from sin and sinful choices, not only from our own choices, but from the choices of others who've gone before us as well. And but God can bring good things out of bad situations, and I think that's the thing to remember, that God is a redeeming God, and he can bring good out of those bad things. And I don't understand how he does that, but I truly believe that he does do it. And I think we have to admit that we don't fully understand how all of this works, but I think we always need to be aware that the Bible tells us that God never does evil, and the Bible never blames God for evil. And but he does, we do suffer, we do have suffering, we do have hardships, we do have difficulties, and that's all part and parcel of living in a fallen world, and in a world that's marred and spoiled by sin, which again boils down to our choices.